Ahoj, nebo dobrý den. Vítejte v další lekci série Learn Czech with Podcasts. Hello, I'd like to welcome you to another lesson from the series Learn Czech with Podcasts. This time we're going to talk about a family photo, so you'll be able to describe what's on the left, on top, and so on. Then you will learn some vocabulary for talking about family members, and at the end we will also have an overview of possessive pronouns. So let's begin. Kdo je na té fotce? Vlevo vepředu je Pavlík, dole uprostřed je náš děda, vedle něho Martinka a vpravo dole je naše babička. No a vzadu, nebo nahoře, je vlevo strejda Marek a vpravo teta Helena. Vaše babička a váš děda? Čí jsou to rodiče? Jsou to máma a táta strejdy a mojí mámy. Takže strejda a tvoje máma, on je její bratr? Jo, moje máma je jeho sestra. A kdo jsou Pavlík a Martinka? Jsou to děti strejdy a tety. Pavlík je jejich syn a Martinka je jejich dcera. Takže pro babičku a dědu je Pavlík vnuk a Martinka vnučka. A pro tebe a pro tvoji mámu? Pavlík je můj bratranec a Martinka moje sestřenice. A pro moji mámu je Pavlík její synovec a Martinka je její neteř. Okay, so that was a mini dialogue about this photo or a picture. If you want to see the dialogue once more, then you can find it on my website, which is www.czech-in-prague.cz. There you will also find a translation of the dialogue into English. But now let's talk about the vocabulary a little. So first of all, positions or locations. In Czech it's pozice. So as you can see, on top or up is nahoře, at the bottom or down is dole, in the center is uprostřed, on the left is vlevo, on the right vpravo, and vzadu is in the back, so in the front is vepředu. We also had family members there. There was much more vocabulary, but in the picture there is teta Helena, Aunt Helena, strejda Marek, Uncle Marek, děda, grandpa, babička, grandma, bratranec Pavlík, cousin Pavlík, that's a boy, and sestřenice Martinka. So that's cousin Martinka, a girl. Now, if we have a look at all the vocabulary that was in the dialogue, you have it here in the table. So, female in the first column, male, and then if there is a word for a couple or for male and female all together, then it's in the third column. So, grandpa, grandma, or actually first grandma, grandpa and grandparents is babička, děda and prarodiče. You can hear that there are also other words for grandma and grandpa. For example, dědeček for grandpa. Then when people are addressing their grandparents, they can say babičko or they can say babi. And they can say dědo, dědečku, I don't know, it can differ family from family or region to region. There are even more words for parents, rodiče. So the two words that we have here is máma and táta, which would be something like mom and dad. But the most formal version is matka, mother, and otec, father. And the sweetest form, or the one that children use, is maminka and tatínek. Then we have aunt and uncle, so that's teta and strejda. Again, other forms are possible, for example, tetička, tetka. The first is more positive, the second slightly negative, and a formal version of uncle is stric, but there you can also hear stříček or strejček or strejc. That's kind of negative again, and so on. Then for children, děti, we have dcera and syn. For cousins, we differentiate between male and female cousins. So a female cousin is sestřenice, but you can also hear the word sestřenka. And for a male cousin, it would be bratranec or bratránek. Then we have a niece and a nephew here, so that's neteř and synovec. Then grandchildren, vnoučata, so a girl is vnučka and a boy is vnuk, or you can also hear vnouček. And then there is a sister and a brother, which sound very, very similar in English, so that's sestra and bratr. And altogether, siblings is sourozenci. Well, again, you can hear other more colloquial versions, which would be, for example, ségra and bracha. So these are family members, and family in Czech is rodina. Now there was one more thing in the dialogue, and that was possessive pronouns. So in Czech, the pronoun isn't determined just by the person who owns something or who's the subject. For example, when you say my sister and you say my brother, there's a difference because it's also important what the gender of the object or of the own thing is. So you would say můj bratr, but you would say moje sestra. And then if you talk about things with a neutral gender, then it would be the same as for feminine words. So it would be, for example, moje auto. So tvůj bratr, tvoje sestra, tvoje auto. But for some words there is just one form. For example, his or their. This word never changes. These two words never change, so they don't even change in other cases. For example, the word její is also the same for all the genders, but it's just in the nominative or in some cases, but in other cases the form is different for masculines and feminines and neuters. So again, jeho sestra, jeho bratr, jeho auto. Její sestra, její bratr, její auto. Náš bratr, naše sestra, naše auto, váš bratr, vaše sestra, vaše auto, jejich bratr, jejich sestra, jejich auto. So this is just an introduction to possessive pronouns, and if you want to try whether you have mastered this topic, then you can go to my website where you will also find the podcast and, for example, flashcards, so you can practice the vocabulary, and you might also find some tests on the website, and then there is also a PDF supplement to go with this podcast or webcast or whatever, and there are two tables that aren't filled in, so you can try and fill them in yourself, and you will see whether you know it or not. Okay, so that was great talking to you. If you can make a donation, I'll be very happy. You can do so on my website. Actually, it's not in the top right corner anymore. I'll have to change this info. It's on the contact page, but I believe it will be very easy to find it there. So, talk to you soon. Mějte se krásně.